Welcome to Tell You Later, the show where we guarantee a laugh or your money back.
Thanks to all those who support us on Patreon. By the way, there's always room for more.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to their channel.
We haven't got a title song for this show, so we're singing this thing instead.
Okay.
It's really just a substitute. Nonetheless, the melody may stay in your head.
Oh, I hope so.
'Cause it's a tune.
It's a tune.
You'll love to croon.
You'll love to cruise.
But there's one thing you should know. We have to confess we do not possess a title song for this show.
Ain't it peculiar?
Believe it or not, we haven't got a title song for this show.
Oops.
Hi, it's me, Barbie, and you're with my BFF, Katie. I hope you're having fun. You guys are so cool. Bye-bye.
So I stopped mid-sentence once I fully realized this and asked, "Are you Will Ryan?" And he said, "As a matter of fact, I am." And so we got to talking a little bit. I told him that he's really the inspiration behind why I started to play the ukulele. And I also mentioned that what I actually do is play the harp. And he was interested in that. And as we all know, he's a fantastic musician. And so I asked, "Do you want to jam?" Which, like any good musician, I asked that question. And he ended up saying yes. So he came to my parents' house the next day, and we played music together. And we even recorded a couple videos for one of my YouTube channels that day. At the end of that day, he said, "You know, people ask me to jam all the time, and I always say no, but you were the first harpist to ask." So that was awesome in and of itself. And just the stories he could tell between voice actors, face actors, old movies, music. There was just a wealth of information that would always come from him, but never in a name dropping sort of way, but rather in a oh yeah, relevant to the story I'm about to tell you, this person. And it was just fascinating. Everything he said, every bit of music he played. So that was awesome. He was in Colorado for that brief time. He went back to LA. I was able to meet up with him when I went to LA. I think it was later that year, in 2019, and I was able to, I was on a road trip, and I brought a smaller harp with me, and I said, "Hey, do you want to play some music again?" And we were hoping to maybe even rehearse something to eventually perform it. And so we were able to hang out, play music, talk about Odyssey, talk about, again, wealth of information that would always come from him. So that was awesome to be able to see him again. And it just kind of became, every time I would go out to LA, I would say, "Hey, do you want to play music?" And so then the pandemic hit. So it was, I think it was April of 2021. I'm trying to think now. I believe it was April, when it may have been, I think it was, when my parents and I decided to take a road trip out to California, because that's how we were traveling over the pandemic, was lots of road tripping, and I would always take a harp with me. So I, of course, said, "Hey, do you want to play some more music?" And he countered with, "Oh, do you want to be on the Tell You Later show?" Because by this point, it had been going for a while. And I was like, yes, absolutely, of course. And that is really how I made it onto the Tell You Later show. Now, there's a little bit more to it, because then we're trying to schedule, and Katie didn't know me. Katie had no idea really who I was, except that Will apparently would always introduce me as, "There's this girl who plays the harp." And so, same thing was, "There's this girl who plays the harp." And Katie's like, "Okay," or from what I hear. And so it ended up happening and working that I was able to show up. We recorded all of the poetry safari. We recorded a couple of different things. I think think that must have been The Critic. So Poetry Safari, The Critic, and just had so much fun. It was such a wonderful experience to be able to go there with, honestly, my childhood heroes. I have been listening to Adventures in Odyssey as long as I can remember, and so just to know them personally and know that, you know, they're not their characters, but also to see how they are their characters, as well as so many other characters that they've played, and just be able to experience that and be a part of it, and to continue to be a part of Tell You Later. I've recorded a couple other times since then, which is where the subsequent episodes came from, and it has just been an amazing experience, and to be able to get to know him for even as brief of a time as I did was just one of the things that I will cherish forever, especially as long as I keep listening to Adventures in Odyssey, keep watching and listening other things that he's done, music he's done, and as the Tell You Later show continues, even without him here anymore, his legacy will continue forever for all of us in our hearts and on YouTube and Patreon, and he will always be a special person to all of us. One thing I remember around the time of his passing last year was how many people said that it feels like losing a friend, even if they didn't know him, just because of his characters and how well he was able to communicate with an audience through his work. And so this is for him. We all miss him. And again, thank you all for supporting Tell You Later.
Excuse me.
Get the copy. You should have told me. I would have brought them.
I forgot. It's right here, though.
Here, let me play you a little kazoo.
You can do that.
A little
That's a
music.
little musical interlude. Hello,
interlude music.
I'm back.
Great.
So this is the original,
that's
and
the
that's
red.
the picture that
was the-
Will and I took before.
That was the Phil Lawler. Here's a basket of parts. Put it in my lap.
And then the
That one, the red one.
second edition
Yeah.
is this
Is
one.
the green one, and that's
that's-
got a whole life of its own.
Heavier. It's got more pages and
Yes.
additional new artwork in this
Right.
one.
So the red one is an
Oh, can
audio. Yeah,
Hold
go
on
ahead.
a second.
All
So
right.
this is available on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
If you want an autographed copy, you can order that from my website, katielee.com.
What's
And
the address?
Will and I used katielee.com
How do you spell Lee?
website. Thank you so much to all you patrons who help us out there. We really appreciate your support. Thank you, everybody who's buying merch on Merchulator. Go to my website, katielee.com, and see there's all kinds of cool stuff. And you can see it there or on Merchulator.com. And also, those who listen on Anchor, I want to shout out to you guys because I know there's a bazillion of you out there who listen and really appreciate you too.
L-E-I-G-H.
Now you're
Okay.
doing like Will.
Yeah.
But
Okay, now let me just tell you about the green one. The green, this is what started all of this because we got he wrote the book, you know, he and Katie wrote the extra 50 pages calling it the bonus edition.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know,
And
this
then
is
we
at a
had
time this is at a time when Apple phones were getting good cameras on them and stuff. And we had a couple of different phones and we're like, wow, here's a great idea.
it was your idea.
It was a great idea.
Because we said, well, we need to read these chapters.
Why do an audio when we could just do video? Wow, that's a great idea.
You wanted to play with your video toys.
3 camera. That was really ambitious. That was not a good idea. That was a lot
But
of
it
work.
is available on Vimeo, us reading the bonus chapters.
Well, actually, the patrons have it.
They do.
Yeah, it's called the video book.
Yeah, the top tier patron. Or
Yeah.
do they all get it? Which one?
No, I think just the top tier patrons get it. Just
or
the
one
Audissimals.
or two. Maybe, I'm not sure. I gotta
No,
check.
I think it's just the Audissimals. They get the video book.
So we recorded on video us reading the bonus chapters, although the audio has been added to the original audio version. And so when you order the audio version of Adventures in Oddity, the bonus, you get the whole
You get
book.
the whole thing, yeah.
But just the video part is available on video.
This was the brilliant idea, all right, that I came up with.
Why? Oh, look, a Tell You Later mug.
Nice. That's merch.
Ooh.
Merch you later. Okay, so I came up with a brilliant idea. Hey, you know, you got people that write books and then they hire someone to read it, or maybe the author will read it, but nobody's ever done this. Listen to this. Why don't we just get a 3-camera video of you guys performing the book?
So
brilliant, right? Oh my gosh, that was a lot of work.
But we weren't exactly, Will, the other thing about Will, so professional. He used to have a TV show, his own TV show, performed on stage. He's very, Biffle and Schuster.
Oh, yeah, he's a movie star.
Comedy team he created with Nick Santamaria.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend you look up Biffle and Schuster
For sure.
shorts, and you can order those DVDs.
Yeah, those guys are funny.
Because that's out there. And very, very fun, old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Will had this anachronistic way of looking at the world, which he loved to make up stuff that happened in the past and act as if it was
now
real.
Yeah, real and now.
Really existed in the past.
Yeah.
He would,
Yeah, like it was a movie archive of something that happened in the 30s.
Yeah, and it was very believable. You would think that Biffle and Schuster really existed. Just like Elmo Aardvark. You would think Elmo Aardvark was really a animated star before Mickey Mouse.
Absolutely.
So that was Will's creativity. Anyway, so we sat back here behind here on the couch, and it was, Will knows how to look at a camera.
Yeah.
You probably noticed I don't have that as good a
Well, it's getting
presence.
better. You know, it's after 95 episodes, it's gotten better, Kate.
We're working on it. But he was good at that. But if you
good.
see the video of us reading our book, you can see like probably laundry in the background and coffee
We
cups.
forgot about that stuff.
But it's fun. Okay.
It was fun, and it was an ambitious project, and we thought, hey, if we shot with 3 cameras, 1 camera is going to be a cinch, right? Oh, man, it's a lot of work, too. Anyway, yeah, it's a lot of work.
Well, you do all the work. So
Yeah.
it's complicated. I don't know all the details. So we did that, and that was fun. And I'm always game. Will had a band called Will Ryan and the Cactus County Cowboys, and sometimes he had the Cactus County Cowgirls.
Yeah, the Cowgirls and the Cowboys.
And all these, lots of stuff.
Yeah.
But he would do live shows sometimes, and he asked me to be a part of that. And anything he wanted, asked me to do, I just
Ephigenia?
Yes, I played. No.
Wasn't it?
Ephigenia Pentameter. Yes, that was me.
What a character.
And I was the MC for a couple of the Will Ryan, the Cowboy Poetry and Music Festival.
And she was
international.
She was British, and everything had to be correct.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. I have little recordings of that too. Yeah, I was kind of testing things out. I was experimenting with cameras and.
So he would have these Will surrounded himself with the best musicians ever. And
for sure.
And I wish more people could see his shows. But there are some shorts you can see on YouTube. If you Google, I think, Will Ryan and the Cactus County Cowboys, you can see a couple of the songs. They made music videos.
What's the guitar player's name? Reynolds.
John Reynolds.
John Reynolds. Oh my gosh, that guy is so good.
They're all amazing.
They're all good, and they're on these records. They're playing on these records.
And you use the music for the Tell You Later
I
show.
certainly do. I have permission to use all his music for the Tell You Later
all
show.
the music that you hear.
It's all Will.
On the Tell You Later show is all Will's music because, well, we think it's awesome music.
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
There's so and it's really kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
We even have. Now, I don't know if we have permission. We don't play this. This is just a CD. I don't think it's in print. Maybe they'll reprint it. Eugene Sings from Adventures in Odyssey. And I think he has a Christmas album, too.
Yeah, we just had it.
No,
right here.
No, Eugene's Christmas album.
Oh, we have that one, too. But here's the other one he did with the
All I
Cactus
Want
County-
for Christmas, Will Ryan and the
Yeah,
Cactus
Cactus
County
County Cowgirls.
Cowgirls, featuring Shona Rodman, who plays
Plays Jewel.
Jules on Adventures in Odyssey. This is the first one they came out with,
Yeah.
I believe. Rhythm Rides the Range.
Yeah.
And then it just went crazy from there because Will decided he was a singing cowboy.
Yeah.
And he would perform at the Griffith Park, the Gene Autry Museum. They
Yeah.
used to have once a month, I think. They had a cowboy, old Hollywood cowboy stuntmen would get
Yeah.
together, and Will and his band would entertain them.
And that was
He
during
did-
the week. Wasn't that during the week? Or
I
was it?
don't know.
I can't remember, but we would be there.
Try
and
to
it was,
go and
it was
see
awesome.
He had friends in so many different places, and especially the Cowboys. He loved that kind of stuff.
And he coined the phrase of his music. He called it cowboy skiffle.
Cowboy skiffle.
That's the style.
Yes.
Cowboy
I don't
skiffle.
think anybody else records
No.
cowboy skiffle.
No way.
But Will does.
It's kind of cowboy, kind of jazz, kind of, fun,
Yeah.
memorable, hooks and lyrics and, fun melodies. Like my horse loves accordion music.
Horse likes accordion
Accordion
music.
music.
Now, see, I can sing that
Yeah.
because we have the rights to
Yeah,
that
we
one.
have the rights to that.
We
so,
can sing that.
yeah.
So, so you got the bug of shooting video.
Yes, I kind of started out shooting, my kids were little. I would shoot all kind of video of them. And then when they turned...
But you got the bug of shooting us.
Yes. But I've been practicing for years
All
and years.
your life for this moment.
I've been preparing my whole life for this moment right now.
So we did the video book, and then we were thinking, well, what else could we do? And so back to the cameos.
Yeah.
People would order cameos of Will and I together, wishing happy birthday or whatever.
And he'd come
And
down
Will would drive down.
from Santa Monica,
Yes.
right?
And
In his electric car,
yeah.
his Ford.
But during COVID, Will had gotten COVID. He was very sick, but he got over it, and he was very cautious. And he was very careful about being around, strangers, and it was pretty bad when COVID started,
Right.
as you all remember.
March 2020. I remember that was a date that
Do you have one of these yet? It's at katielee.com.
during that period, I reached out to Will again. I think you were talking to him, and I said, hey, let me just talk to him real quick. And I said, Will, now's the time to shoot that video, right? Now's the time to do that. Don't call it a podcast show.
Well, he had been coming down here.
Yeah.
Just to shoot these cameos because he considered, I said, well, Will, you already got COVID, so you're probably not going to get it from us, and we're not going to get it from you. So he had a small group of friends, and we were two of them, and he'd come down. Well, first, like some of the cameos, he would be like hiding behind a tree, but he'd always write a song for whoever, if it was a
Certainly
birthday or
did.
special occasion.
Yeah.
And so pretty soon we were like considered what he said, we were in the bubble. We were part
Right.
of his bubble.
Yeah. And I would shoot it for you guys if you wanted me to. I would shoot
That's
that.
right. Yeah, because we didn't do it, did we?
No, you didn't.
Did shoot
I did shoot it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I shot the cameos and put them
So
together.
that was fun. But he, there wasn't a lot to do. His band couldn't play.
Nobody was, well,
Right.
my band was working, but
Not at the beginning
Not
of
at the
COVID.
beginning,
You
but-
couldn't go anywhere and play.
yeah, they had the, they would do the concerts in the parking lots. They would do that. We were working with that.
Well, Will's
Anyway.
band wasn't.
Yeah.
That's the point. He wasn't doing that, and we weren't working as actors, really. They
Not
hadn't
really.
figured- And, well, the other thing is, I have a great video. I shot a screen recording of Phil Lawler and I teaching Will how to use Zoom. Which, you see, Will's super talented
Super
in so
talented.
many ways, but he
Yeah.
was not very technical.
Right.
And his character he plays on Odyssey is like this computer genius, but Will actually wasn't. So just because we would also do shows,
Right.
we planned shows with Phil Lawler. We came up with we call it Fort Blanket Review.
Right, the live show.
And we could do live radio scripts we went to a church, we went to universities, we performed on stage, and we still do.
Yeah.
Phil and me and whoever
was Kimmy last
we
time.
want to,
We had Kimmy. But that kind of drives you guys crazy because you got to go with the script.
Well, anyway, so
right.
Fort Blanket Review is something we were planning to do stuff with. And so, anyway, we had to teach
that was scripted.
Will how to use Zoom.
Right.
Which was interesting. And Will also didn't have recording capabilities at his house. Like I mentioned, I have a little recording booth. So when he needed to record some stuff, he would come here. And finally, we gave him a microphone and taught him how to use the microphone so he could record his auditions. But that being said, we spent a lot of time with each other.
He would come down, hang out.
So we said, hey,
I got
try
a camera.
A podcast again, or a show, YouTube show.
Don't call it a podcast show. Let's shoot it.
Because Will's favorite shows were on YouTube, which were about Tesla. What was it called? Not Tell You Later. That's our show.
It's called Now You Know.
Now You Know?
Now You Know, with Jesse and his somebody, his dad.
He used
father
to watch
and son.
that, and then he also used to watch a Sudoku. I can't even say it, but Will loves Sudoku.
Puzzles. They were puzzles.
And they had a YouTube show.
He would come down, and I would tell you, we would talk Tesla all the time because he was driving an electric car already. He had a Ford, but somehow it broke, and they couldn't fix it.
Well, he was a big fan of Elon Musk, and that's where we have our good old outer space
and the Tesla song.
And the Tesla song. Yes, we do have a Tesla
I love my horse,
song.
but oh, you Tesla.
So if you go on the Tell You Later playlist, and I think I do have all the songs grouped together on YouTube, you can see our Tesla song. And as a matter of fact, just shout out Josiah Crandall, who at one point in his life was an intern for Odyssey. He animated the non-theme song that we used for the show.
He's animated everything we've done.
By the way, the songs that you see that Will and I did, I mean, he would maybe write them I don't know when he would write them. He'd show up and say, hey, I wrote a song.
And he would go through it, and then poor Katie would have to learn it.
And he'd hand me the words, and I'd sing it maybe once or try to sing it, and then Crew of One would record it. So nothing was overly rehearsed.
Not really.
It was always Will's intention to go in the studio someday and do really
do a
good
production
recordings.
of it,
But unfortunately, that didn't get to happen.
And that was the whole premise of the Tell You Later show. We had, you had already done scripted type work, and this is not scripted.
This is just goofing off.
It's improv, and it's a lot funner. And I felt like you could go on the road and do this too. You could.
The top tier people also get a show that we made several episodes of called Welcome to Later.
That's a great show.
Maybe you'll put a little clip.
Yes, I will. And I'm trying to encourage Chris Anthony to be one of your cohorts.
But it was fun. Yeah. We got to pretend to be critics of our own show.
British critics.
Yes.
And we're funny.
I don't know how accurate those accents were, but
they're pretty good. They're pretty funny.
We just like to goof off.
Yeah.
And when there wasn't any work, it gave us a chance to do it.
Oh,
so we started in January of 20.
Before that, it was December. No, we started end of November.
The book came out.
Yeah, we started doing the book maybe it was even October, and finished that up in November, and then we started doing something with the Tell You Later show in December.
Tell You Later show officially started.
Well, we started releasing them in January.
Oh, but we started recording, and then we made the mistake of releasing them without having any saved up, and so,
we were like,
it was a grind. Right? We record a show, and then you tried to get it on the next week.
And we had all kinds of technical issues.
And Will wanted to do 3 shows a week.
We're like, oh no. No way. 1 a week is enough.
Because he was like a creating machine. He just couldn't stop writing.
Yeah. He had a lot of ideas. And
drawing.
We were so fortunate to be with him in his last year. Can we say his last year?
Yeah.
working with him because we had some really good times. It was that poetry stuff.
Especially when I made popcorn.
Well, that's why it came down.
I think that's what got him down here.
Everybody,
I made popcorn.
we both liked the popcorn, and we would talk Tesla.
Well, that's why Will and I like to go to the movies just to eat
the popcorn.
Yeah,
right? No, I hear you.
It was fun.
So he'd come over here, and Katie would make
popcorn fans. When we would travel and stop in Chicago, you've probably heard in some episodes us talking about Nuts on Clark. Because
that reminds me, I remember that little bit we did at the. I still have that. I gotta put that out.
Nuts on Clark footage.
Got a little footage talking to the manager.
So we started in January to do the Tell You Later show. So the name of the show. So Will really wanted to do a YouTube show.
Yeah.
You did too, and I kind of like to have things a little bit more organized.
Well,
and they wanted to get started. Yes. And
yes and no.
Your yes and no.
I mean, I'm like, you guys already do these scripted programs. Let's just do something unscripted.
Okay, but so they're like, okay, Will's coming down, our very first show, and I said, how can he come down? What do you mean we're shooting a show? I mean, what are we supposed to say for our introduction? We don't even have a name for our show. What are we supposed to say? We'll tell you later. I'm like,
yes.
Oh, let's call the show "Tell You Later." So that's
a great idea.
That's how
Tell
the
You
name
Later
came about. And so obviously, if you watch the first couple episodes, they were really rough, and we didn't have a name, and we didn't have a theme song until Will showed up with we haven't got a title song
for the show. Yeah,
for the show, and sang that song.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, you've got your new Tell You Later tote bag.
Cute. I love it.
Did you get that at Merchulator?
I sure did.
Merchulator.com.
It's so cute. Look,
super
Tell
cute.
Ya Later bag, and it's got everything in it.
Do they have hats? He always wanted to redo it, but it was so fun.
He wanted to do the production of that show, but
the song,
but the take that we went with was so heartful, and it was a crack up. I couldn't stop myself from laughing.
We had to convince him.
Yeah.
He tried to want to replace
he wanted to fix it
with something else.
As a musician, he wanted it perfect, and it wasn't quite perfect. And it's like, it's great. Just leave it. It's very real. And usually
Will got his way, but in this case,
No.
I told him, stop. Drop
I have
it.
the final.
That's our theme song. Leave it alone.
I have the final turn of the knob.
So he would come down every week, and we recorded, and it was a lot of fun. And the thing is, he would go to the store and show up like the bell.
He would have a basket full of stuff.
He had things we never got around to using. Sponges.
Yeah, sponges.
He thought, we could do something with this.
Spray bottles, sponges, all kinds of stuff. We never got to it, but.
And I used to have his clothes hanging. We had his clothes hanging here, so he didn't have to drag them.
He didn't have to worry about thinking about clothing. He would just bring his clothes over, and we had them all here, and he would change wardrobe. He'd change his clothes.
And like I said, he always wanted to have friends, so he had met. And you'll probably hear the story of Rebecca Moritzky.
Oh, that's right, Rebecca.
The harpist, our guest harpist.
Harperella.
And one day he says to me, I don't know if this might be TMI, but I'm just going to tell you. He says, there's this girl coming to California. I met her and her family. She plays the harp. I want her to come on the show because I guess he had the idea for Poetry Safari or playing ukulele and harp duets.
Yeah.
So she needs to come. And they're only here this week. So they can only come Wednesday or Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, that's great, Will, except Thursday, I'm having a colonoscopy. And they can't come Wednesday night. Sorry.
Wednesday's a bad day.
I said, well, can they come Thursday because they're leaving? So I had my procedure. And they came over about 1 or 2 o'clock.
And you were still kind of dazed from the medication.
We shot the first episode with Harperella.
And there was this character that came out. What was her name? Trixie? Trixie.
We did a whole bunch of fun
gosh,
stuff.
that was so funny.
Watch those episodes. And so, just so you know, during the making of the show, we were trying to figure out how can we monetize because, well, that's a goal of YouTube. As much as it's fun, you want to try to do that.
It costs money,
It costs money to
do
we
it.
found out it costs money to put things on Vimeo,
Storage,
and host it on Patreon or however.
Yeah, they
Crew
take
of One
fees.
does all that.
Patreon takes a bunch of fees.
And I know our show's on Anchor too.
Yeah.
For those who just want to listen. But so we were trying out some different things, and Crew of One said, well, we're going to cut the shows on YouTube short and then put the full episodes on Patreon so our patrons can see the full. So it's like another benefit for the patrons.
Right.
But now we are actually putting up the full episodes that nobody got to see before.
Right. Yeah, but it's going to take a long time to get through season 4. We're going to be into season 5. The patrons are going to be into season 5 and 6 by the time they see 4.
So don't wait. Become a patron.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Patreon.
Patron.
Something.
Patron.
Yes.
Yeah, Patreon is the name of the
Will
site.
was much better at talking about that. So anyway,
Yes.
so I'm going to just share because it's time to wrap this up.
Yes.
So why is it November? I said it's been a year. Will passed away November 19th. 2021. And I just wanted to make this be about him and how wonderful he was and how much fun it was to work with him.
Absolutely.
And there's a little piece. Oh, so I just wanted to say this, and I'm not going to get all cryy about it.
Right.
When he was in the hospital, I went to see him as much as I could, and I said, well, we've got patrons who are supporting us, and we've been doing this show.
And you got to let them know.
Obviously, you can't do it, and he knew that he wasn't long for this world at that time. I said, do you want to say anything? So the message that was pinned on our Facebook page for the past year, I think I just took it down, but I'm going to add it to the end of this episode, was his message in the hospital to say, hey, I thought he was going to just say something nice to everybody, but his last words were, and we're going to keep doing the show long after I'm gone. Yeah. And he had made a pact, I guess, with you.
Right.
To do...
Well, we're going to do...
What was the goal? 100?
No, that's my goal.
Oh.
His goal was... I think we were going to do 2 seasons, which is... what's a season? 26? So we were going to do 52... That was my commitment to Will. 52 episodes. Well, we got closer to 52, and he said, how about 66?
He kept pushing it. Oh, my
gosh.
He wanted to do more. Yeah. And so, as much as I feel lost without him, he really wanted us to do more shows to entertain, and hopefully the stuff that we've come up with in the meantime, it's not the same as him and I goofing off, but hopefully we've brought some entertainment to y'all and fun meeting people.
Yeah, and meeting people in the industry is fun.
See if you can find any of these Elmo Aardvark CDs. Or look on CD Baby. I think he had some. Yeah. I don't know if they're still there.
And that's the Patreons. I put albums up. I've just haven't done it lately, but I need to put an album up.
That's another benefit.
It's another benefit,
for patrons.
For all of them, even if you're in audio, right? Everybody gets
to hear the album of the. Well, it used to be the month.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've fallen short on that account.
We're grandparents now.
Yeah. And then, so now that, at first I thought when Will said, can you do 66? I'm like, oh, man, that's a lot of work. And then now we're way past that. We're 95, I think, 94, 95. Yeah. So the goal is to do 104, which is 4 seasons. And then... when we're done with 4 seasons...
Then we'll do some random fun stuff.
Then we're going to continue with the Welcome to Later and the Popcorn and the 5-Star Cooking with Katie. We're going to develop...
We don't know. We're going to do surprises. Something. But anyway, that's your goal. And I think Will would be very happy.
Yes.
And seriously, go back and watch some of the episodes with Will, because he is hilarious.
He is hilarious.
Super smart. And way smarter and there were so many things we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We have we wanted to do
If we
What's in Katie's Lunchbox.
Oh man, if we had one more year, we would have had so much.
Yeah, it's fun. But what we do have, we're thankful for.
Absolutely, totally
and
thankful
Will
for
Ryan is an amazingly fun person, and this is, I'm so thankful because you guys get to see stuff that if you just listen to his Disney characters, you know, Willie the Giant, or watched any of his cartoons, you wouldn't get to see the guy he really was.
Right.
And if you watch Tell You Later show, you do get to see that. And so I'm glad you did. Let me see, I'm just checking my notes to see if
there's
there's
one
anything
thing
I'm forgetting.
I remember watching, was it Mickey's Funhouse?
Yeah.
And he was Willie the Giant. He came on, I'm like, oh, that's Will. I'm watching it with my grandson, and I was like, wow, that's Will. Oh,
yeah, we did.
Awesome.
So even if you find old Teddy Ruxpin videos, he was grubby. I mean, he did a lot of stuff. But we're just talking about this past, you know, him putting together Tell You Later. It certainly wouldn't have happened without him.
Right.
And I feel a lot of responsibility trying to keep it going. But here, Will Ryan, we miss you, and hopefully you're looking down and thinking that we're doing a good job. If you can see these,
there's always a little piece of Will in every show.
That's right. All right, so thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.
We'll tell you later.
Tell You Later is a Patreon-driven entertainment show. So what are you waiting for? Come on over, join us at patreon.com/Tell You Later.
If you like to smell the cactus bloom, welcome to Cactus County. And loads of elbow room, welcome to Cactus County. If you like your mornings fresh and clear, welcome to Cactus County. And a pleasing breeze throughout the year, welcome to Cactus County. Now if you're tired of wandering o'er land or sea or foam, there ain't no point in pondering, just make yourself at home. If you like a jillion stars at night, welcome to Cactus County. Or a prairie moon's romantic light, welcome to Cactus County.